How are we all, everybody? It's Quilty. Alright, so throughout the week I did a bit of a community post on what to do, what I was going to do, and you guys all said you want to see a breakfast bar. Now the breakfast bar that I'm doing won't be one with a steel frame or legs underneath it. This is going to be mounted directly onto the veranda itself. So we'll be using these type of brackets here to mount it. It'll rest on top and it'll be a perfect little perch to look over the bushlands. With this job it needs some chairs done as well, so we're going to do them up as well. It's a bit of a reclaim, so this bit of timber, as you can see, has got water damage. It's soggy, it's got mold, it looks like some sort of spider's nest, maybe praying mantises, I'm not sure. But with Camphor Laurel, which is this timber here, once I clean it up you can understand how beautiful it goes. Like the yellow and the golds through it is just out of control. So the character that should come through this dirty brown moldy timber will be nuts. So hang around through the rest of the video. I hope you enjoy this because the final product is going to be nuts. So customer enjoys it, I can guarantee you're going to enjoy it. Alright, thanks guys. Right, you can definitely see what I mean when I said this dirty, mouldy, black, grey timber has some amazing character hidden through it. So this yellow and orange little lines that will filter through the character of this timber will just, like seriously, pop once I put any type of oil or varnish on it. So I'm just going to keep going with it. That was the first run just to get the mouldy shit off, and then I'll do the other side now to try and even it up a little bit. Gross. Alright, so you would have seen what it looked like before, that grey, mouldy, mank timber, and now I've brought all this out. So I've brought all the yellow out. Now this will only get better the deeper I go. So some of this water damage is like ridiculous, and you can see what it used to be, that black there. I've still got the live edge to tidy up a little bit, but it's looking good. It's looking easily salvageable. I've seen other timbers where we've got a putty, we've got an epoxy, we've got to throw resin into it, but this one here is fine. It's the colour, so it's going to match everything. So it's going to be a nice light. It's supposed to match a nice, a white veranda. So you'll definitely be surprised how orange this goes when I put an oil on it. So I'm going to leave it like this now. I'm going to start the sanding. So we'll get this down. I'll start off on probably 80 120, and then we'll see where we're at from there. Because it's going to be an outside bar, it doesn't need that super smooth finish, but I always like to do it anyway. Alright, so as I'm going along here, I know it's hard to see on the camera, but there is the sander marks, the grinder marks, the imperfections in the timber, there's furry bits, there's soft parts. But when you hear the grinder, the sander, as I'm going over things, you'll hear it kind of go wah, and like really vibrate. That's it hitting the soft stuff. So until that vibration and that, I guess you can feel it through the sander, that noise goes away. It's not smooth, so you'll just listen for it while I'm sanding, and you'll hear as I'm going along where the non-sanded parts are yet as I go along. So just listen here. Then as it got smoother, the vibration stopped. So that's how you can kind of also feel. If you can't see it and the timber's light like this, you can feel it, like the vibration. The sander, it'll start to get really smooth, and then the sander will really start to float over the top of the surface instead of burying down and grinding into it. So that's just a little tip from me. Down at this level, you still can't see any of the imperfections, so they're nearly non-existent. There'll be a few little bits there that are raised, or a couple of bits that still have the grinder marks, but other than that, it's fairly smooth. So I'll show you now, because I can't feel it unless I've got the grinder. I could say, yep, this is all smooth. So I'll just go over it one more time and we'll listen and hear if any more of those noises come up, which is usually the imperfections in the timber. That'll make me cry. Okay, so you would have just saw that I went back over the top and there was a few spots where it really buried in and made that and just wouldn't let me kind of go any further. That's why I enjoy the rotary sander. It finds any of the imperfections in the timber, any of the scratches, any of the raised areas, and it won't float over it. It won't travel over to the path of least resistance. It kind of gets hung up in that area and just floats in that area until it flattens it down, smooths it out, and then it'll move along. So yeah, that's one of the other reasons I really like using a rotary sander, because it kind of feels and cleans and polishes for you. So you can feel it through your hand as you're going across. Because those spots there I couldn't feel, I still can't feel them, and I bet you if I was to go over it again and find one more or a few others that you've just kind of missed. So yeah, another tip from Quilty. Progress update so far, guys. We've cleaned both sides up. We've taken a lot of the black mold, the weathering, and dirty, disgusting, like insect nests, and some of the rot out of it. The rot up here I filled with a bit of polyurethane, which will hopefully stop the spread of that and make it weatherproof so no more water can get into it. One of these had a bit of rust marking on top, which you can see, which we will remove, and these will just be covered in the same stuff that goes on the top. Underneath, I'm going to just use the leftover can of polyurethane. I know a lot of people don't like the can stuff, but I've got some left over. No point wasting it, I'll just use it and use it underneath. No one's going to see under here. So, what to next? You'll get a bit of a sneak peek on the colour of this timber when I do touch it with that polyurethane. But yeah, once again, if you're liking the videos, guys, please like, comment, subscribe, because I'm loving making them, and if you're enjoying them, I'll just keep knocking them out. I've got plenty of work on, so yeah, on to the fun stuff, polishing. As someone said in the previous video, we just try to let it through, a bit of water. Once again, this shouldn't be a glass top finish. This will just be a light film over the top. This is a Camphor Laurel, so it's a very thirsty timber. You can see it's like absorbed most of that in one go compared to the table, which allowed me to roll it across the table. It sucked it up straight away. have it all installed. Blows out into nature. That Camphor Laurel into Aussie bushland. Out of control. What do you reckon? You can't beat that. As you can see, it dried all overnight, so it's all hardened up. It took about 24 hours. So it probably needs a few more hours before it's fully set. But that's it. This is the bar all done. Up against the veranda. Customers happy. I'm happy. So, if you're enjoying my videos, please like, comment, subscribe. Share them around. Do what you need to do, because I've got plenty of more things that I'd like to make and show you. But yeah, from Quilty, I'm all done. Enjoy the view, guys.